Okay, so I watched Frozen 2 yesterday and it really opened my heart. I really want to share my perspective on the movie and some of the deeper symbolism behind the movie, well, throughout the movie that I really picked up on, that I resonated with, and I would love to share that with you. And hopefully this video can spark light on some of your own personal interpretations and symbols that you picked up on that I might have totally missed, and feel free to share that in the comment below, okay? And before I get started, here's spoiler alert because I'm going to be talking in depth about the movie. So if you have not seen the movie, I really recommend not watching this video until you have seen the movie because I really don't want to spoil it for you. It is a really great movie. So, well, I want to start by really thanking everyone involved in creating this beautiful movie. Its visual is amazing. Frozen 1 was great. Frozen 2, I felt like it was even more amazing. So Frozen 1 was, the overall theme was really about overcoming this fear, right? Elsa has this fear of her own gift and she wants to avoid it, and she goes deep into her shadow side of her inner being, right? Presented in her own ice castle, and she explores her fears, her shadows, and she also explores her gift and learns to control it. And near the end, she overcomes the fear and she realizes that, this gift is really a gift and she can really use this, and she learns to control it. And I felt like Frozen 2 was also about this overcoming of fear. It was specifically more about overcoming fear of the unknown. In the beginning of the movie, Elsa sings about, she really likes her life as it is. And she keeps hearing this voice, this inner calling that's calling her, but she fears any kind of change because she really loves her life right now, right? With her family, including Olaf. Cute Olaf. He's so cute in the movie. He's so cute. But she decides to, conquer her fear and just jump into the unknown, which is represented in the movie as the Enchanted Forest. So she goes on a journey with her family into this enchanted forest, and she discovers a lot of things that she had not known. I feel like this journey into the unknown really also represents our society as well. A lot of us fear the unknown, right? We like our comfort zone. We like to live the way we are right now and just kind of continue on with the cycle because everything's good right now. We might have dreams, we might have our own inner calling, but we just like to put snooze button on it so that we can just live our life as it is right now. And I felt like the movie really spoke about that. It really resonated with me personally. So this family goes into this enchanted forest to figure out what the unknown is, right? And also to save Arendelle. One thing that really stood out to me was Elsa's connection to the animal kingdom and also the nature as well. She really communicates with nature, she follows with nature, and she also communicates with, and she also meets a few animals, right? There's that little lizard thing that has fire on its back, which is really adorable. And then there's this water horse as well. It's interesting because in the Enchanted Forest, the people of the Northuldra and also Arendelle, they think that the fire, the little thing that puts the forest on fire, is this kind of, it's something to really fear. But when Elsa faces this fire lizard, she finds out that it's a really cute little being that's just doing his thing, and he ends up, really helping Elsa throughout the journey and supporting her. So her connection to nature really stood out to me, and I feel like it's a really important thing for all of us to really connect back to. It's something that I've been doing a lot personally through my spiritual lifestyle. I've been going out to nature more, meditating more, and trying to listen to my inner self a little bit more, and I feel like the movie really spoke about that. And what's really wonderful is throughout the journey into the unknown, there is Anna, there is Elsa, there's Olaf, there's Kristoff, and then there's the people of Arendelle and also Northuldra. They all play their own role that really balances everyone out so harmoniously. For example, I felt like Elsa represented this connection to this spirit realm, right, with her mystical gift and her just connection with the spirit animals and things like that, nature. and Anna, this really beautiful, down-to-earth person, right? Very great problem solver that supports Anna throughout, supports Elsa throughout the journey. She's a really great mind, very brilliant thinker. And then there's Olaf, who has this playful nature. You know, he jokes around throughout the movie. He's really silly and humorous. And also Olaf represents Anna and Elsa's inner child because they built Olaf when they were little as kids in Frozen 1. So he has this playful nature that's kind of like very curious and wandering around. And then there's Kristoff, who has this masculine energy, right? And he supports the whole trip, and whenever Anna needs help, he's there for her to save her when she's in danger. And I felt like the people of Arendelle really represented this down-to-earth human life. If the people of Northuldra represented this connection to Mother Earth, this connection to the spirit realm. And it was really about that bridging between the two, which I will talk about soon. So yeah, the journey is really wonderful, and I feel like Anna and Elsa really balances each other out in supporting each other, which really speaks to the idea of love. But I feel like a lot of movies or Disney princess films talk about love between the female and the male, the masculine and the feminine. Frozen 1 and 2 really talks about love, kind of the different perspective of love, different side of love, which is love between siblings, love between families, right? That unconditional true love that can occur between like friendship and things like that. Oh yeah, and one thing that I forgot to mention is I think I mentioned about the lizard that has this fire. He like lights fire around the forest, and the fire was violet color, and usually fire is represented in like red or blue, right? Or orange or yellow. I found it really fascinating that it was violet color because I know that people in the spiritual community might know this, and I also am aware of this because I practice meditation very frequently. Violet flame, it's actually known to be this healing energy that can help people kind of heal their body and let go of some of the unnecessary belief systems. And people use this as like a visualization or in their meditation, just to use it as a tool to help them guide themselves into, more awakening process. And I thought it was really great that the fire was represented as violet. And people like feared this fire lizard, and when Elsa faced this lizard, like I mentioned earlier, it ends up being this little beautiful creature. So I thought that was a really cool spiritual spin to it. I mean, at least that's how I took it. It might not be that at all, but oftentimes it becomes about our perspective of what we see around us, right? That really affects us. Then there's another theme of that war between Arendelle and Northuldra, right? I kind of saw that as the war between the human life and also the spiritual realm, the connection, the people that really connect with nature, right? Represented through the people of Northuldra. And there's this bridging between the two, right? That Anna and Elsa bring to those two group of people. And that bridging is also represented through an actual physical bridge. And from the building of the bridge and unbuilding of the bridge, they unite as one. And when near the end of the movie, Elsa tells Anna, like, we did this together as sisters because we're the two daughters bridging the two people together, which I thought was really beautiful. Or there's so many layers to this movie that I feel that if we really look beyond the plot, right? Look beyond the computer animation, look beyond the plot itself, I feel like there's a lot of deep symbolism that's within it. Oh, and also one thing I want to mention is the songs are really wonderful. I mean, I'm sure this might be also because this movie is more a huge group of children, and children watch this movie. Of course, adults watch the movie and teens as well, because Frozen is pretty well known, right? But I feel like all the songs have such deep meaning, and it's something that we can really resonate with if we really open our hearts to it. I've mentioned the Into the Unknown that can really be something that we can learn from. And there's also Olaf sings about he doesn't know a lot of things that's going on in the world right now, but he'll just keep moving on, and if he does, and then when he matures and grows up, he will understand everything. And I think that's a really great message for our children as well. When Anna sings about, don't think too far, don't look too far into the future, but just take the next step. Just be in the present moment. Now is what's important, right? And these are all great things that I feel is really important for a lot of us, not just children, but also for adults, because oftentimes we get so caught up in the future or the past that we forget to kind of be in that present moment, which I talk a lot about in my channel. So feel free to check it out if you're interested. I think that's about it. It's interesting because I don't really go to the theaters that often because I don't really like to be around a lot of people in a crowded space. And we're kind of all staring at the screen, so I guess it's not a big deal. But for me, it just kind of affects me. I'm not a big fan of it. But I usually rarely watch movies at a theater if I really, really want to see the movie. And then if that movie is worth watching on a bigger screen. And Frozen was one of them. After I watched it, I came out and I thought to myself, I actually wouldn't mind going back into the theater and watching it again, like right now. I think I've had that experience with Wonder Woman the first time I had that experience, and Frozen 2 was this time. But if you really felt like there were some deep, meaningful, or spiritual symbolism or meaning behind the movie or aspects of the movie that you want to share, please share that in the comment below, because I feel that it's probably worth sharing. So thank you for tuning in. I will see you next time. You can, if you want to reach out to me, I'm usually available through my Instagram. I will put the link above and also below. If you have any questions about anything that I've shared, feel free to reach out to me. And until then, I will see you next time.